Hello trade pros. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about having trading as a career choice for the long term. We're going to dive deep into what the job is not and some things that haven't been told to you before in your consideration and how to actually make it a good job. Plus, how to decide if this is a career choice that's right for you based on some common qualities and characteristics. I've been trading nearly 20 years since 2001, and I'd love to help you out with this topic. So let's get right into this video. All right, first and foremost, let's talk about the obvious benefits of trading as a career. Number one, you don't have a boss. You work for yourself. You do, however, become the boss, and that's a challenge some people have with. But the benefits are big. You work for yourself. You work on your own schedule. You trade just 2 hours a day. You could travel with this job and spend more time with your family and the ones you love doing the things that you love. And also, the money can be really good once you settle into the career and gain some experience. One of the big realizations a lot of traders don't understand is that you're actually getting into a business. You're becoming an entrepreneur. And as an entrepreneur, you become the last person that gets paid. Here's another realization that many people don't really come across. All right, when you become a trader, you have to embrace the fact you're dealing with uncertainty. Many traders look to make trading certain because they equate having any kind of idea where the market's going to go to having less risk as a result. However, you don't really know where the market's going, and all you could do is plan your trades, have your plan, and execute it with discipline, diligence, and patience. These are the things that you can control. So having to deal with uncertainty is going to be a 100% certainty in your career for the rest of the career. So if you're looking for a job where everything is laid out for you and there aren't many unknowns, day trading as a career is not the place to be. But if you like the unknown and you see it as an opportunity and you want to embrace it, day trading is a career of constant change and constant ability to work within an uncertain environment. This is a very important point that many people don't really think of. It's easier to consider having Lambos, Rolexes, and penthouses as a result of jumping in this career. However, the truth is, very few people get to that stage because they start with that in mind. Let me put it this way to you. Uncertainty is opportunity, and that's the space that you're going to be dealing with in a day trading career. Another thing I want to bring up on this topic when you're choosing this as a career is the fact that you're going to need to realize you're going to be in a business of constant change. Your strategy changes, the market changes, and as a result, your strategy is going to have to change. And then as you kind of go through your own life experiences and you develop personally, you're going to have to change as well on how you execute that strategy. So this is a career of constantly having to stay on top of the market and redefining your edge. It's not like you find a strategy that works and then that strategy is going to be the same one you use until you retire. Yes, there are strategies that work for a longer period of time, but you constantly want to be balancing, I'm making money with this strategy, but I'm looking for the edge that's going to make me more money in the future. So you have to really embrace the constant change, because one thing is certain in your career as a day trader: you always have to stay on top of the industry changes, the market changes, and yourself personally as well. There are a lot of moving factors at the same time, and this is what creates uncertainty. Here's another point I want to bring up. As a day trader, you never really have a vacation. You can take an off day, but when you do take an off day, that's a loss of potential income. So you really go from becoming somebody who works at a corporation and you're being paid for your services to somebody who becomes the corporation. And there are no off days. As a trader, you have to constantly be on. Once you're trading during the day and it ends, you can't go and do something that completely destabilizes your mind state and your psychology, because tomorrow you're going to have to rely on it again for consistent income. Right? So you really have to stay sharp, constantly develop yourself personally and what you're doing with your strategy. This is a point not many people consider when choosing to do day trading. Because let's be honest, at the beginning your goal is to see if you could do this thing. Let's make a little bit of money, or let's make a ton of money. But doing this for the long term, for 5, 10, 15, 20, 40 years, like a lot of our traders in our community have been doing it for multiple decades, all right? These are the things that are going to get you down the stretch. Another factor that goes into this is that many people in their careers look for places that they could find comfort in and stability. The beginning of a career, most people will tend to take bigger risks, but as they age and get a little bit more mature and experienced, they'll look for more stability. Maybe they've built a family, maybe they've bought a home, and they're looking for more safety, for comfort, to sort of just coast, if you will, put the car on cruise control, do your job, get your paycheck, and then when you leave, separate yourself from that environment. That is not the reality with trading. You will never have a full sense of comfort, but you will know that there's gonna be opportunity. And if you're prepared for it and stay sharp and you're constantly developing, you're gonna capture that opportunity. In essence, you're giving up a career of safety and you're going into one of variable income. But I love to tell our traders this: if you're being consistently paid in your job, you're being consistently underpaid. It's just the principle of economics that if you get paid what you're worth by somebody else, that person isn't in turn turning a profit, and that company won't be around long enough to continue to pay what you're worth. So the only place in life that you get paid what you're worth is when you decide to create and become an entrepreneur. And this is exactly what day trading is like as well for the long term. Here's another point that you want to take into consideration, and this one isn't talked about very often by day traders. When you leave your career that you've built, and now you might have invested money going to school, you might be emotionally invested by your parents or loved ones seeing you go through this progression, being proud of what you're doing currently. But when you leave a career behind and you go into day trading, you start to lose your employability in the long term. Think about it 10, 15 years from now. No matter what career you were doing, maybe you're in tech, maybe you're coding, maybe you're in a service or support role, 10 years from now, that career that you left would have significantly changed and you're left behind. You didn't keep up with those updates, developments, and then that in turn makes you less employable to the world outside. You've picked up very valuable entrepreneurship skills, which could turn you into an entrepreneur in other areas of your life, or even give you an opportunity to get into a tech startup. So you are building a new set of skills, but the old career that you left behind becomes stale, and so does your work experience in that industry. This is a very big consideration, and while that might scare you, I'm here to tell you that's the exciting part. There's a saying of burn the ships, in that when you show up to the battlefield, you burn the ship so you know you're not returning home, you have to win. It's the same concept with day trading. You really need to burn your ships and commit to this fully, because there's no half decision. Mark in the office loves to say this: there's no such thing as being half pregnant. You have to commit yourself, and it's gonna take a lot of energy, upkeep, and constant maintenance to stay on top of this profession. But I find that the most important and challenging part of this business. Waking up every single day, knowing that there's opportunity, and how I perform and how mentally fit I am when I arrive to my job is gonna determine my success. That is part of the benefits after all. Remember, we talked about having your own schedule, being your own boss. All of those things come with being in charge of your own destiny. And it's a big responsibility that scares a lot of people who consider this industry. But I want you to think about it before you jump in, because it's a key consideration when you're making the decision to switch your career. At the beginning, you might want to just day trade on the side and earn some additional income or pick up a new hobby. But when it's time to go career mode and ditch everything you've built in your life up to that point in the industry you're in, it's a very big moment and it's a big consideration. Now let's get into the next point: challenges and opportunities. Some people, based on their values, upbringing, experiences in their life, will look at a situation and immediately identify the problems with it and be able to point out the issues. However, with day trading, it's one thing to be able to point out the issues, which is a valuable skill, but you really have to be more opportunity and challenge focused. Rather than saying this is what's wrong, you always have to revert and constantly be in the mode of, how do I fix this? How do I turn something out of this? This is useful information. So you really have to be optimistic in a sense, in a way that anything that's thrown my direction isn't a problem. I'm not going to spend time dwelling in the negativity, but I'm going to flip to the positive side of that and see how this becomes an opportunity. So you're taking challenges and constantly thinking in terms of solutions. That's a really big key skill set that you need to have as a day trader. Every single day, you're going to encounter different problems of varying magnitude and scale. And there really isn't a playbook for how to solve them. In the markets, no 2 days are the same. Therefore, every single day is a unique challenge that you're going to need to solve. If you're constantly dwelling in the negativity aspect of it and looking for the problems, it's going to be really hard for you to stay positive, to find solutions that may be right in front of you. Now, I know this one might be a little bit more controversial, but you have to be self-reflective enough to decide, look, where am I now? And if you're in the situation where you look at problems and you spend the majority of your energy in the day thinking more on the negative side of things, before you even start, right, no strategy, no indicator is going to be able to help you be successful. Before you even start, I would put a lot of time and effort to flip that switch to be opportunity focused and see the bright side of everything. You sort of have to become a glass half full person. Luckily, I've been like this my whole life, and I've put together a course in our trading psychology course that deals with these concepts. If you're more fearful, if you value safety at the top of the grid, or you have any issues or challenges with your mental state, the psychology course is designed to apply advanced neuro-linguistic programming techniques to help you turn around your mindset so you can have your best shot at succeeding in a career as a day trader. So those are some of the things I want to bring up for your consideration if you're deciding if you should jump into day trading as a career. If you're thinking and saying, great, I'm ready to jump into this, I'm excited, and I'm gonna be the kind of person that succeeds in this career, I wanna go for it. Now you're gonna wonder, how do I start in this industry? Well, there's two different ways that you could enter the industry. The first way is the more academic route where you go in and get a degree. These days, mathematics are really important when you want to get into a firm because there's a lot of weight on quantitative trading techniques, and that's been a real big development in the marketplace. Going the professional route is a little bit of a mix between the two. This is where you still do trading, but you work for someone else. It's a bit of an in-between step where you could get exposure to the industry without risking your employability and without giving everything up in terms of stability and going to be a full-time entrepreneur. So if you want to get in the trading industry but don't want to be an entrepreneur or never seen yourself as an entrepreneur, the best way to go is to get into a firm. You can get into a firm as a proprietary trader, although it's extremely hard these days. And more importantly, if you're looking to get in through an educated route, obviously having contacts and connections is important, but having any kind of background in mathematics will be a really helpful asset to you, as well as computer programming and coding, which if you think about it, really just focuses on solving challenges, which goes back to the previous point. Another route for you to take, which is more risky but more rewarding as well, is to go fully independent. That means you're risking your own capital and you're keeping all of the profits. The tough part about that is constantly being on top and putting pressure on yourself as the boss, because you're now both the boss and the employee, to develop yourself. You have to create goals and also a schedule that you're going to work on your own psyche. You're going to work on your strategy and yourself. And those two things should occupy the predominantly most of your day. So there you have it. By now you should have an idea. Do I want to get into a firm, or do I want to do this for myself on a more entrepreneurial basis? Depending on which route sounds more attractive to you, now you can open up some doorways in doing your research and planning your career in the trading industry. Here's the final word. I absolutely recommend you try day trading in some extent, no matter who you are or what your experience is. But as a career for the long term, these are the qualities a lot of successful traders will have. If you're a self-starter, if you like challenges, if you like to be in control of the results, if you flip challenges to be opportunities, if you're constantly self-developing, if you're okay with uncertainty, and if you're okay with having variable income, knowing that you could make a lot more, although that comes with a little bit more risk, definitely the independent day trader route is the right option for you. Now, alternatively, for somebody who has these other characteristics, I would suggest working on your psychology first before beginning. It's not a hard no, it's just you're gonna be in better position to work on yourself so you can come in as a stronger operator with a stronger mindset. And hey, if day trading doesn't end up working out, you've at least developed yourself, and that's gonna help every other facet of your life. One of the best parts about day trading is once you become a good day trader, you become a better overall human being. And I've personally experienced that in my relationships, my results, and my personal life. So if you want to coast in your career, if you're looking for comfort, if you're very adverse to risk, if you're looking for things to be simple, if you're looking to be assigned work that you complete, you're very task focused, all of these characteristics maybe suggest that day trading is not the right opportunity for you. But at the end of the day, what is important is that you give this consideration and you become very self-aware and reflective and put yourself in the shoes of somebody in a hiring position. Would you hire yourself to manage your money? Have an interview with yourself, have a brainstorm session, and it'll lead you down the right direction. Ultimately, it's a very important decision you're gonna make, but it is personal, and no one can tell you what is the right solution or when is the right time. That comes from within. Hopefully these tips were helpful for you. If you are going to decide to day trade in any capacity for any period of time, I strongly recommend you become a part of a community. If you look at any professional trading firm around the world, you're going to notice traders have one another. In our office, on this side, we have Mark, we have Victorio, and we have hundreds and thousands of people who join our webinars and our morning market updates on a daily basis. Imagine the strength of being tangled in a community of traders who have walked the path before you and achieved the results you want to. There's a tremendous benefit in that, in helping you along your path and your journey to profitability. So come on by and check out our trading community. There's education, live trading rooms, and a chat room, plus a journey that you could select on how to start out. We have a 3-6 month journey, and in addition to that, we also have a brand new trader journey that starts with our foundations course. If you want to get started, this is the place to start. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you found it helpful and you're closer to deciding if day trading is the right career for you. Thank you for watching. Please click the like button and remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the notifications bell so you're on top of the new content. I'll see you guys next time, and remember, manage your risk and trade like a trade pro. Take care and have a wonderful day.